Welcome! Today we are tackling the listen and repeat task from the speaking section. We will practice listening closely to spoken sentences and repeating them exactly as we hear them, focusing on clear pronunciation, natural rhythm, and correct intonation. Keep in mind that there is no preparation time, so you must listen with full concentration and repeat each sentence as accurately as possible to demonstrate your fluency. If you're finding these TOEFL strategies helpful, make sure to subscribe to myTOEFL for more expert lessons. Let's keep working together to reach your target score. A professor has posted a question about a topic, and students have responded with their thoughts and ideas. Make a contribution to the discussion. You will have 10 minutes to write your response. Your professor is teaching a class on education policy. The professor is leading a discussion on education policy, so we should expect to debate rules or systems within schools. This context helps us focus our arguments on institutional standards rather than just personal study habits. Write a post responding to the professor's question. In your response, you should do the following. Express and support your opinion. Make a contribution to the discussion in your own words. Therefore is an effective response will contain at least 100 words. We are evaluating the most effective way to help students succeed in university. The professor establishes the goal of the debate by focusing on the most effective way to support student success. This phrase signals that we need to evaluate different methods of academic support. Some institutions are considering an attendance-only grading policy for certain introductory courses, where students pass as long as they attend every lecture, while others believe that exams and essays are the only way to ensure students actually learn the material. Here, the professor introduces two opposing views, contrasting an attendance-only approach with traditional exams and essays. This setup provides the specific options you must choose between in your response. Should some university courses be graded solely on attendance? The professor asks a direct binary question about whether courses should be graded solely on attendance. This is the central prompt you must answer clearly in your first sentence. Why or why not? By asking why or why not, the professor is explicitly demanding that you provide logical reasoning and evidence to support your choice. I believe attendance-only grading is a great idea for introductory classes because it reduces academic anxiety. Student 1 takes a supportive stance, arguing that this policy reduces academic anxiety. This provides a specific psychological benefit that you could either support or challenge. For instance, many freshmen are overwhelmed by their new environment. As a result, showing up and listening allows them to learn without the constant fear of failing a difficult exam. The student uses freshmen as a specific demographic to illustrate the transition struggle. This shows how to ground a general argument in a concrete, real-world example. However, I disagree because simply being in a room doesn't mean a student is actually learning anything. Student 2 uses the contrast word, however, to pivot to the opposing view. They argue that being present doesn't guarantee a student is actually learning anything. For example, a student could be sleeping or scrolling through their phone during a lecture. To support their point, student 2 mentions sleeping or scrolling on a phone. This vivid imagery effectively highlights the flaw in an attendance-only policy. Additionally, exams are necessary to prove that a student has mastered the skills required for their future career. The student concludes by stating exams prove that skills have been mastered. This emphasizes the importance of objective verification in education. Now let's write our own response step by step to see how a high-scoring academic discussion post is constructed. We start with, in my opinion, to clearly signal our stance. Then we add, while reducing student stress is a noble goal, as a concession to student 1. Next, we state the main claim that grading university courses solely on attendance is a regressive policy, and finish by noting it that undermines the value of higher education. I begin with, I agree with student 2 to show active participation in the discussion. I then introduce the subject that physical presence and explain that it does not equate to cognitive engagement or knowledge retention. We introduce an example with, for example. Then we set the condition if there is no assessment of the material. We follow this with the result that students will have little motivation to pay attention to complex details and conclude with the final effect or participate in class discussions. I use furthermore, I believe that to add a new layer to the argument. I then state that evaluations such as essays and exams are critical tools and explain they serve for the professors to gauge their own teaching effectiveness as well as and for students to identify areas where they need improvement. I start with without these metrics to show the negative condition. I then state the main consequence where a university degree loses its credibility and conclude with the reason as it would no longer represent a certified level of competence in a subject. We use, therefore, we should maintain academic standards to offer a conclusion. We specify this is done through rigorous assessment and add a balanced suggestion while perhaps offering better mental health support with the final goal to manage the associated stress. I use ultimately, the purpose of a university is to summarize the core philosophy. I then define that purpose as to foster intellectual mastery and contrast it with the phrase not just to reward passive attendance. We begin the final thought by requiring proof of learning to establish the method. We then state the outcome. We ensure that graduates are truly prepared and finish the sentence with the context for the professional challenges that await them. To succeed in the academic discussion task, always start with a clear thesis that directly answers the professor. Be sure to reference another student's point to show you are engaged in the conversation. Finally, provide a unique, well-reasoned example of your own to demonstrate depth of thought and ensure your response meets the length requirements.